Oh, blessed love, do give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Let us first say joy and happiness to each and every one. I'm welcoming you to a special, I would consider this a special edition of the Tiger's Nest today. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. And what we are going to do right about now is go into a little subject area that I spoke about the previous time I was here on Chalice Talk. I sort of mentioned the video that our good brother Ija Star on his channel Ija Star Mindset, the video that he put up. And I was even telling all my listeners, you should go and check the video out. It's about 24 minutes, a little clip of a reasoning that was given by the ancient Rastafari, also known as Bongo Watto. At the end of it, maybe a little 7-10 minutes, or I don't think that much. You had the Honorable Priest Paul, Elder Priest Paul. Well, he's an elder now. At the time, I wouldn't rank him as an elder then. This was about in the 1990s, I would assume 96, 97, somewhere thereabout. And I'm getting the high impression, more than likely, it was in Shashamani when the elder Rasbonajis would have visited there. And what it is, as I was saying when I was doing the Chalice Talk, is that, it was when I saw the interview or I saw the video, I myself, I delighted in it. It was very fiery for those who haven't seen it, very hot. And it's a presentation that would bring up a lot of different emotional feelings, a lot of different ideas will come up, and it can get very provocative and controversial. That is without a doubt. So that is why I said, I was thinking about presenting it and reasoning on it, but as a teacher, in all respect, as a teacher, sometimes you have to meditate exactly what you're bringing to the classroom, because sometimes in reality a person may be offended, but trust me, many of us are not ready for certain conversations. That's the truth. And if you are a teacher, not the students now, if you are a teacher, you need to know that you can't bring everything to the students one time. It's impossible. You can't overload them. There's so many things. I mean, we have a list of things that we want to cover. Sometimes it's because of, events that happen in the world. Like for example, I may want to cover a subject tomorrow evening, and then something happens in the world or something happens in our community, and that comes to the forefront, and the subject area, maybe I put it back until next week or next month or something. But there's so many things that I myself personally am ready to cover, different heights, but it's all about taking your time and stepping up the ladder. And to be very honest, sometimes when you listen and you read the reactions and the comments of people that observe the works you do, it also helps you in deciding if it's time to move on to the next level. Now, um, even people that follow my channel have already reached out to me since we did that video, saying that they went to Brother Ija Star's channel and they saw the video and they want to hear what I have to say about it. My good brother, I even went to your channel. I see a few people even mentioned my name in the comments. I see someone's, you get different ideas from it. So what I'm going to do this evening, we're going to be looking into that for ourselves. I'm going to invite my listeners to take the time and digest the presentation that was given by the elder, and then after you get a chance to digest it for yourself, then I will enter and have a little discourse on it and comment on it and put it in a perspective that I think it should be in. So what I want you to do is to relax yourself and humble your energy and humble your vibration. Of course, I'm highlighting to you our international chalices. This is not necessarily chalice talk, but I'm gonna take a jar of my chalice here while we listen to the elder Bona Jesus speak. Of course, you know, you could definitely order your chalices today. You don't have to wait until tomorrow for sure. And definitely we'll give you all the details of how you could get it shipped to you. As I said, now we have definitely, if you want to say, reorganized the whole shipping technique. So wherever you are in the world, I know a few people already contacted me from some mystic corners in the world. And because of the time and the space and where I am and COVID and all sorts of different things, we couldn't get that chalice for you in the corner of the world where you were, not even in South Africa. But I'm telling you now, wherever you are, we can definitely ship your chalice to you. So definitely all you have to do is contact me, priestisaac27@gmail.com. And of course, we will look about getting your chalice shipped to you. Now, before we go into that reasoning now, let me also highlight, because it's just a month away. Yes, we're doing it again. It is the summer solstice, the virtual edition. I mean, those of you who were with us for the spring equinox, you know exactly what it is all about. We will be revisiting the ganja field again. Yes, we will be revisiting Ras Freeman again. And we will be, what should I say? We'll be seeing the progress of the trees that some of you left the previous time. Some of you left some slips in the ground. Some of you left some big trees in the ground. Those are already cured. We're burning some of that even now. So I'm telling you, once you take the virtual edition package, this is 3 days of hike and tour to Green Castle Hill. Plus, we're going to be observing the ganja field. The same thing we did the previous time, but we're just stepping it up to another level now. We'll have more guests with us, more historians, more herbalists. We're going to have a grand time. The Nyabingi drummers will be there again, poets, so many different things. And the point is, you don't even have to leave where you are. You could just watch us on your screen, in your living room, bedroom, kitchen, in your car while you're driving. Well, that sounds very tricky. Don't be watching us while you're driving. But the point is, we are doing the double hike to Green Castle Hill amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. And if you can't come and be with us this time around, well, you can do it virtually, and you know what to do. All the information is here. priestisaac27@gmail.com, or you could call WhatsApp for those who are too far, 1268-714-1227. Wonderful. All right. Now, as I said, what I want to do, I'm just going to bring up, and again, my good brother Ija Star, I'm going to actually use the video on your channel specifically. I saw you have a little, what you call it, disclaimer under your description. No copyright infringement intended, something of the sort. So honestly, brother, I don't know where you got the video from, but I'm doing the same thing here for you. No copyright infringement intended. All right, let's get to this. Now, as I said, what we're going to do, we're going to just listen to this in its fullness, about 20-something minutes. Just take it in like a tiger's nest, like a mystic vibration, shock of the hour. And just listen. And then afterwards, we will say what we have to say. This is going to be nice. Well, for me.
We are giving a lot of encouragement. So they said he started to visit the tabernacle at Trenchtown now. And he continued to get good counsel. When he started to organize himself after work there, you understand? Until when he started to develop, and a few brethren started to cooperate with him. And see, the first time, the first opening, I did say I like open a church there, so. He said, no, I give your name, you talk about my church, that's all. You see, and ask and I house open. Ask and I house open. The first time open. No, I give your name. So I consider in those places I never been in the church. But him never do that still. However, still, you go and see is 3 times straight. You call assembly, sir. And it's the tabernacle. I brethren them open that. The whole house and I believe. Open it up at that time and keep up the administration. Then I also keep up the administration with me. Until 1958, him called a convention. International. Yeah. And from then down, he got to hard time 1958. Because he did a march night town, a parade, and right now before the man, you know, and early morning, 3 o'clock, and within the parade movement, there are pure bend, and you know, a pure them Kawan, blowing and beating drum and round the image them. You know them image in a parade, eh? King George and Edward and all them. Yeah, you know, and those are things it used to carry on. And the whole force of Southern Street police come over. And we asked the Southern Street police to go and beat them and beat them terrible. In principle, get some terrible beating in it. I tell you something, get some beat man dreadful now. You understand me? However, still, the police will never lock them up or beat them. But from then so, if I'm this now, in the Indian say, in the Indian Bobo. Since I believe now, they used to call it, say, Bobo Ashanti, but it wasn't Bobo Ashanti, it was Bobo. You see. But at that time now, he used to just himself as him had the Black Christ. No, that's why I spirit draw from the eye. When the claim says that him had the Black Christ. That's what I mean. And those type of things. But I know say in that form, if you declare say you are the Black Christ, my prophecy show I say, any man come to you and say him had the Christ. You understand? Don't receive him because he's a false Christ. And he's a false prophet. You understand? Because one Christ is our Savior, Almighty, Emmanuel. No other one known them. You understand? So that vice, you know, being really contrary with each and every one. Because I did that vice one, I said, Bongo, Edward, Prince Edward, you understand? Call himself Emmanuel, and indicate himself him as the Black Christ. So that never come to an eye. Because the prophecy shows that any man declare that is a false prophet. Any man can say false Christ. You understand? You see? So by that cause, you know, if I and I being just mesh with him as though he used to be before. There's a long history of that. You see what I mean? So from there now, things move on like that. Well, I and his brethren meet up at that time, but the conversation always, the brethren always I say, and him at the Christ. Some say, no, that's all. Now, last time I reached to the brethren habitation is that Miami convention, international conference.
It was before the conference, when we were planning for the conference.
Yes, where the invitation that Tesla sent forward, there was an invitation there for him likewise. And I and brethren, Bongo time, and what is it? Ivar, yes.
And a couple one.
Yes, when there. And I say that the brethren them would lower to come in enter into this. They would lower because what? Them declare about the flag. And the flag becomes a very staggering things among the islands. The islands say, well, if we don't turn down the flag, we can't come. They say, well, all right. We say, well, I'm not going to come in yet. No, that was the second time. Talking about the first time. And I pay them a visit. and it bring a big contention that be about the flag. And we never get the full highlight of Irish to whatsoever the Irish bidder because we are like at the same time to bring our house together, to work together. Whether you may give yourself that name or whether you may give yourself that, but we are looking at unity and strength, so that when we are declare a government policies to us, government overrule to us, Rasta throughout all earth, we have a foundational declaration to declare with the full unity of Rasta universally. That type of unity and I seek most of it. I know at them time that our unity and I seek same way. You see? For that cause, the reasoning to through the brethren of accept I and through the flag. And I know His Majesty came to Jamaica 1966. And for that international power, His Majesty bring the flag in this manner as we have it right here. So I said there should be no contention about the flag. You understand? No contention about that. Because if His Majesty place it unto I and I that way, I don't see no one should really confuse one. But the item declared, I said, Queen Elizabeth, His Majesty flag, and Selassie, I work with Elizabeth. Them low down type of conversation. So for that cause, I and the other conversation could mesh together. You understand? Because they want to belittle His Majesty's integrity. You understand? And so His Majesty, I work with Elizabeth. And all them type of things.
I pray who speak those show.
No, don't trouble that. When I finish, you can't see? Good. So those are the reasons that I get from the brethren them. You understand? My brethren, again. In America, they know. Let's remember his name. I and him and 4 more brethren lead a delegation to the Bobo campaign. And those are the conversations that the brethren had. Now the second delegation that we carry here is when the international conference call of Miami and Sister Desta sent an invitation through the Navy House and to the Bobo House, inviting Prince Edward that he could attend the conference in Miami. And I take the invitation. And he said, well, when on the invitation, he said, well, he will send I and I the answer in due time. And after that, now, when we get the answer, it was the same time when Desta come forward. See? When she and Desta and Abraham come forward. So while I and I said, well, it's far from the same day. So I and I leave and go to the airport, pick up Desta and Abraham from the airport, and we were coming from here, we just stop at the building habitation. And the same type of procedure that they are them give and I, the first delegation that we leave here, is the same procedure they bring here. That big convention about flag. The whole day we did from 1 o'clock until 7 o'clock at night, and we couldn't get no agreement from the other. Until the last vice that one of the brethren bring come and to the and I say, well, my Lord said, him can't deal with that. You must come back and understand. You see? And from there so I said, well, these are not the type of thing that I and I are searching for. We are searching for consciousness among I and I, so unity and strength. And this is the way that we are here from actually all day, and this is the result we get. I wouldn't. So afterward, and next brethren said, him going to the Father to return to her again. So I must hold on a little bit. Then one go to the Father, which is Prince Edward, and return him says, the brethren said to us, the Father said that in no island time, and right now, I do appear in his tabernacle with proper respect. Now, I said to the brethren, said that, what type of disobedience that I perform that your Father don't appreciate? And going back to the same flag again, we say no. If the flag is if the flag is disobedience, no, I don't think that you are conscious. You know? So I will leave that. But I won't see that I might be able to return to you again. Twice now I come here, you understand, upon international affairs, and you all rebel against it and choose the flag. So I don't feel that you are conscious. See? And I dust my feet. While I'm in Miami, I get the sound that the brethren drop out, princess drop out. You see that's why I'm not showing you. You understand me? This thing must take place like that. Because seeing now you're the elder brethren for the church, you should control things more better off than that. And you despise it and I. You understand? And while I'm in Miami at the conference, we learn that in there. So, big time. So fine, there's now I and the brethren in that house. But what I brought to I one time that him get in some conversation from the Bongo house that they would like I and I to come together. Well, that never finally agreed up to now. You understand? So these are the movement with past years coming on with those. But what I want to show there is that brethren, that was the Prince Edward, we used to call him, but his first name that I knew him as is Bongo Brother Eddie. That Bongo. You know, as Eddie, and we just call him Brother Eddie, so we start to call him Bongo Eddie. But all his education that he gets through the field, he gets through his education by high. And now being the house, he get him education from divinely. Because when I knew him as a Poconia man. I tell you that. Used to wear them long Poconia rock on his head. I see him on the street several times preaching, and I rebuke him until he stopped the Poconia preaching and turned to Rasta. And as now being the house, he get all in collective security plan. And 1958, when he called in the convention, at that time he break away from Emmanuel. You see? So these are my grounds that I know. No organization in a Rasta that rise up in Jamaica that don't come from the house. All man receive their education from the house. But when they were known to reform, when but was few Rasta man in the army in Jamaica, it was in there being to take up the salvation and stretch down to this day. Yeah. Yes. If anyone want to answer a question or find out something more, you can proceed.
Yes, my lord.
My lord.
Yes, my lord.
I don't like the word my lord. Find something else.
You know? Yeah, that guy speak a song still about man said the emperor really Elizabeth and them things. Who give you that song?
The brethren them in the camp.
Which brethren in the camp?
And we need to find I don't know them name individually.
Well, to I'm an experience and understanding of hearing you speak right now as an elder. It's like people say to unite with you. I can unite with you. To your speaker, when you speak right now as an elder man. You know, your liberty and your manifestation is far different from Prince Emmanuel manifestation. I don't see you with no manifestation of liberty when you could have even inspire I and I to bring me to a consciousness
you know my
in
liberty.
ourselves.
You know my
You
liberty.
understand me?
You know my liberty.
Then I don't see you. I see you come to the camp already, and I see your manifestation. So we are so what you speaking now? What you speaking now?
What does the manifestation? What I manifest?
What you manifest?
Yeah.
You never came here to manifest yourself away. You know, to speak
What
two
do you mean?
sides.
Manifest yourself?
I was there, my lord.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
You see, when the occurrence began,
Yeah.
I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and you have to speak the two sides of what happened.
Yeah.
You see, to clarify a thing.
Mm.
You don't speak on one behalf like you push down someone.
Mm.
You
I
understand?
push down wickedness, man. I push down
Like I push down wickedness myself.
You see that? Even they say they want to violence, why? I know they want to bring that temporary violence.
You did it
Why
too.
bring that temporary violence? Why bring that temporary violence, you know? I collective now say, man, look at him and you say, me ignorant and that.
Well, anyway, we are not here to fuss and fight among us.
Why you come in with that? Why you come in with that? Why you come in with that? Why you come in with the conversation?
Hold on. I came to check my regimen, but through the man speaking. I might have to defend. I have to defend the reality of what I stand for. So I couldn't hear you speaking like that and just accept things when
I pray that one man don't like to hear the repeating of his evil things, his evil deeds.
No, well,
By repeating a man's evil deeds, you must not say you're going to stir up. You stir him because he's evil. And you don't like him was that you're repeating evil deeds, especially in a congregation.
No, well, to tell you.
What we do is better not see the sin.
No, Jojo.
All right, go
Well,
ahead.
anyway, I said, I couldn't be here and you're speaking. You see, and I defend the cause of what I stand for. You understand? As an elder, I don't want to disrespect the man still. You understand?
You done that already.
Well, it's to the words that will come out here, what we are speaking.
Sharp to end sword, sharp to end sword.
You see, it's what you're speaking before the angel them.
Yeah.
You understand? So, you know Bobo, and Bobo know you. That's how it go?
Yeah.
Right, and you have something in your heart also. That's all?
Well, this is something in my heart. I'm a free man, brethren.
Yeah.
I don't keep no compulsion on man. You know man raised. You understand? The test man and the fine man raised. You understand? I mean, you know truly that brethren Prince Edward, I know my hand you rise up in the field. No. How say the man not do it?
Okay, my lad. Okay. Since
So when I reach him, I tell and the president of the country, I say, him say, I don't reach him habitation with that amount of respect. I ask him, in which way?
All right, I want to ask you a question. Since you teach Daniel Prince Emmanuel, where him really,
Yes, I used to put on me, I know he used to preach. I know that.
Okay. Since you teach Daniel Prince Emmanuel, hold on, no.
I talk about you, man. Stop talking, man.
You can't tell I man that, man.
Man,
You couldn't tell I that. See, all right, I'm asking you a question.
I don't ask you about honorable and black ties, no guy in a junking state.
No, are you in a junction state, so you're not honorable. We are not honorable brethren.
No, honorable, where are that?
Yeah, but all of us are honorable brethren.
Where is Hannah now? Where Hannah now?
No, we're not talking about that, man. We're not talking about that. We're talking about honorable.
Honorable.
Which is
Where Hannah now?
I'm speaking to you, my lad. See, I'm speaking to you, man. I'm asking you a question now. Since you teach Daniel Prince Emmanuel, where's your standard? That you were teaching, that him could have set a standard like where he's sitting at the mountain. Where is it today?
Huh?
Where is it today?
Who?
Where's your standard that you set? Where you say you teach Prince Emmanuel?
Righteousness in the universal world, man.
Where it is? Show me.
I cover the earth with righteousness, man. That's my standard.
No
material.
Self-praise.
No material.
Self-praise.
No material. You know, both me the material vote. I'm not a material vote. I'm not a material.
And self-praise is no recommendation.
What?
Self-praise is no
That might give our thanks to that.
You understand? And we have exactly self-praise.
30 odd year man, 60 odd year now. You understand? The work that I do.
You have 70 odd year work when you come
the mighty creator actualize. You understand? I declare now being the order. And how will you see? Come up on a farm organization, come out and get education from the house of the Nabingi. When there was none, it was the Nabingi who established the salvation in Jamaica. No you, no princess. So man a plant food, man a carpenter, man a tailor, man a mechanic, of them training they have in money of the planet. Skill type of person.
Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So give thanks. What a nice little meditation there for me. Eh? And what I was planning to do at first was to somewhat go over the whole. Once again, let me just bless up the man I just I just mindset. This is where I'm taking the video from, entitled Naya Bingi Elder Bongo Watto Talk, Prince Emmanuel not being the Black Christ, but the rest of it. I think the rest of it, and Priest Paul defended. If I'm correct, I just mindset. I mean, the brother goes live almost every day, and I know he does a program every last Sunday with the very same Honorable Priest Paul. That's the African name there. Bariso Babo. Give thanks. So yes, I think I basically have a good idea of everything that went through here. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to go over everything there. There's a few parts at the beginning I just want to highlight, and then I'm just going to put my little touch to it. This is going to be nice, don't worry.
Church, this one. I did then I like open a church in today, man. See, the first time, the first opening, I did then I like open a church, this one. You said, no, I get no name, you talk about my church, this one. You see, and ask and I host opening. Ask and I host opening. The first time opening. No, I get no name. So I concentrate in those places I never been in the church. But him never do that still. However still, you go and see thing is 3 times straight. You call that same blessing. And it's the tabernacle, and I bring them open that. The whole house and I have been open up at that time and keep up the administration. Then I also keep up the administration that way. Until 1958, him called a convention. International. Yeah. And from then down, he got to a hard time 1958.
Yes.
Because he did a march night town, a parade, and right now before the man, you know, and early morning, 3 o'clock, and within the parade movement, there are pure bend, and you know, a pure them Kawan, blowing and beating drum and round the image there. You know them image in a parade there? King George and Edward and all them. Yeah, you know, and those attend the and the whole host of Southern Street police come out. And we asked the Southern Street police to go and beat them and beat them terrible. In principle, they get some terrible beat needed. At the time, get some beat man judge.
That's what touched me there. You could see, you know, that the elder Bongo Watto we're talking about. You could see the elder, you know, reflecting on the sort of blows that were given not only to the Honorable King Emmanuel, but to the brethren them and the sisters, I would believe, in the 1958 convention, but you could see he reminisce on the kind of blows that Prince Edward got. In fact, I mean, this is something we bring up every now and again. Remember, we had Elder Priest Zebi with us highlighting some of these things for us, and just the whole report from some of the historians, Barry Chavez, Rex Nettleford, these individuals. Rex Nettleford said he personally, as far as a historian, there's no one that he ever gets so much blows and still alive. He declared that. And that's the Honorable King Emmanuel he talking about. So I'm just saying that and just observing, you know, the energy that the Elder Bonages put into just highlighting how much blows, as he would put it, he Prince Edward himself would have got.
In Prince Edward get some terror beat needed at the certain get some beat man dreadful man.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You feel it. I mean, you can't run from it. You could see he understand that. He, Prince Edward, get some terrible beating. Boy, and he turned to the side. I mean, if you're a psychologist, you can pick up them little simple things.
Terror beat needed, man, and beat them terrible. In Prince Edward get some terror beat needed.
Because he highlighted how they beat them terrible enough, but he pulled out King Emmanuel out of that. You understand? Remember, no, that is the case where the riot baton was broken into 3 pieces, wherein, and I learned all of this as Bobo Shanti within the culture, wherein they have, even in some police station or somewhere, they have it displayed for recruits to come and see that, hey, look, you see this button here that broke in 3? Is a man we broke that in, that the Rasta man them called Prince Emmanuel. So it's there as evidence, you know, and as I say, historians would have covered this, and outstanding historians as well. So it's not no fairy tale, nothing that Bobo make up, and even the elder himself, Ras Bonages, Bongo Watto, highlighting that to you, where you could even pick it up.
Street police, come on. And we asked the ton of boys to go and beat them and beat them terrible. In Prince Edward get some terror beat needed at the certain get some beat man dreadful man. You understand me? However, still the policeman never lock them up or beat them. But from then so from
no, and you see, come out of that now, your energy, because you don't put that aside and get back to the conversation. No, it was a lengthy listen. I'm not going to make you listen to it again piece by piece, but I personally have a good idea of what was said in general. After this, he's going to explain that, well, from then, you know, he started to say that he's the Black Christ, and he said, man, well, man, he couldn't deal with that at all, you know, and he highlights scriptures that says that even anyone that comes and says that he's Christ, or Christ is over there, or go and meet him in the mountain, or go and meet him in the valley, you know, no, you don't buy that one. So that's what the elder was saying. I think that's a very good point. What do you say? Now, let me get into it, man, because I know there are many different emotions floating around, you know. I know there are ones that even saying, how is it that I would play this, you know? I know there's some that are saying, boy, Bongo Watto, disrespectful there, man. How dare he say this? I know that there are those that are saying, boy, Bongo Watto, right, he correct. I know that there are those that are saying, man, Priest Paul, come and just disrespect the elder. You know, I did a presentation a few days ago for Chalice Talk, and it was entitled Respecting the Elders. In fact, I even highlighted this video here before I went into my reasoning on respecting the elders. And as I said, this was not the reason why I did that. I had that planned for several days before I even saw this encounter here. But I just found it interesting that this encounter came to my attention just prior to me doing the video as it relates to respecting the elders. No, and as I said, I do not think, that the Honorable Priest Paul, who is an elder now, would have disrespected the elder. Maybe I would have handled it differently. Not maybe, I definitely would have handled it differently. And for sure, I could understand why he would have definitely come out with the aggression he came out with. But I think it was a lot of back and forth in that angle there. And let's take our time and get there. Now, what did the elder say? Ras Bonages, this is an elder that I've met. I bing you with Bongo Watto. Oh, I telling you, I never got no problem. My head was wrapped too. Yeah. I mean, I was much younger at the time, and maybe I wasn't seeing like how I'm seeing now. But I go in the tabernacle. That's in Barbados, Mount Carmel. And the elder carried, just like how in the center there, carrying out the ceremony. Well, as you see, the bubble in there too, said way, but I don't think it's a ceremony going on there. But I'm talking about ceremony, and that was a long, long time ago. As I said, I wasn't really in the form I was, but I know my head was wrapped. So I bring you with the elder already. I sit with the elder while eating lettuce and tomato inside of, I think it's the Sherburne Conference Center. I ask him one or two things. Nothing really about Bobo. And he deal with me real humble and bless me real well. He come to Antigua already with the elders several times. Well, I should say couple times, literally two, if I'm not mistaken. If he came any other time, maybe it was on a private visit. But he, Bongo Watto, and the Nayad being the elders, have visited Antigua in the around the same time here. The 90s, and Rise the Nayad being here in Antigua, and even the whole structure of how Rastafari looked at the drumming and all of that. Again, I being very young in the faith, or even at his first visit, maybe not even a Rasta as yet. That's me I talking about. So in the same way that he's expressing himself, you see, he's talking about what he knows. He's telling you the story from his vantage point, and he is an elder within this, as the Honorable Priest Paul said to him, I don't want to disrespect you as an elder. And he said, if you were listening good, you done disrespect me already. Yeah, I like the discourse. But you see, again, a lot of us, we're here because we do like that. A lot of us, we don't tell me that. A lot of us, we love confusion. We love who's right and we love who is wrong. We want to leave this arguing. We don't want to say, well, we're going to get along now and we're going to build. No, we don't want that. A lot of us, trust me, even if you think you want that, you don't really want that. Because something that has a contention or even a wrestling sort of meditation to it, it gets more views. It gets more views than something that has a brighter vibration. You understand? I mean, I observe these things. But when it comes to, it's just like a newspaper. When it comes to a headline that has something positive for us, the paper doesn't sell. But something negative, crime, how much people get shot last night, and 10 accidents on one highway and all of that, that will sell. Something negative, which minister you heard wrap up with which young girl, or which this man and this woman here, and all that will sell. Because somewhere in our culture, we just like confusion and argument. So even if they were arguing, that doesn't mean you have to take away the argument from the conversation. Now, Elder Bonages said, that is he raised King Emmanuel. In fact, let me not paraphrase. Let me get his exact words. I don't want to be looking and searching for it, But I know he clearly said that the brother came amongst them. Hear what he said. He said the man used to be, he know him as Brother Eddie. And he used to be preaching on the corner. So when he know the man done preaching already. And he says that he used to have his head wrapped. Very interesting stuff, So what Bongo Watto is saying, that King Emmanuel, Brother Eddie, was already preaching when he meet him. And he had his head wrapped like the Pocomania people. Because I learned that in Bobo Shanti from a long time ago. Man used to say, even when Bobo Shanti rise, they used to refer to them as Pocomania because of how they move. You know, remember, you know, this is why we take our time, you know, and teach, you know, we're teachers here. We're not debaters and we're not arguers. We don't come put one against the other. We are peacemakers and uniters. How much of you came here looking for a fight? We are peacemakers. We come to love each other and bring the thing. Remember we did the documentary the other day where the elder, not Michael Barrett, oh my, the other elder was speaking about even before Leonard P. Howell. Going just a few videos back, man. Even before Leonard P. Howell, ones were hailing the king of Ethiopia, even before he was coronated. And he was highlighted, the professor, this was at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica. He was highlighted that Rastafari could also trace itself to some of the Pocomania practices, yes. That's why some people would confuse certain things. And even from Kumina, that's how it's pronounced, right? Kumina, pardon me. Kumina, which is a very ancient practice in Jamaica with the drummings and all of that. Kumina, pardon me. So, and he was saying that he met elders that were expressing to him since 1928, 1929, the hailing Haile Selassie, even before he was coronated in the Ethiopian king. Working off of the words of Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey did say that the prince was in Ethiopia. So is not everyone waited for him to be coronated. This is just reality, eh? So Rastafari, historically, even our good brother Bongo Flacco, Ras Flacco, who sat with us, gave us this same sort of knowledge. So don't forget what we have done, you know. The Tiger's Nest is not just entertainment, you know. This is a university, this is a school. So when things like this come in front of you, you're supposed to be able to rationalize where you're going here because you are mature in your thinking. You know, come for arguing, boy, look a fire, boy. Boy, he right. He teach him, what is that? Get out of that. So who teach him? What is that? Bongo Watto himself say, from his understanding, that Leonard P. Howell was the first that brought Rastafari to the brethren. So what is this with who teach who? Isn't Haile Selassie the highest? What is this who teach who business? Somebody have to teach somebody. Read the autobiography of the emperor. I sure you see the emperor mention how much time who teach him. Let's be mature in our outlook of things. So anyway, from the elder Bonaji's understanding, the brethren was preaching something different than him. But up to today, the brethren preaching something different than him. That's what he's saying there. So he brought the brethren amongst the full house of Nyabingi. As Prince Emmanuel, he bring amongst the house of Nyabingi. And he eventually, you know, went his own way and did his own thing. 1958, he had the conference there. And in the conference, you know, the police really came down upon him hard, everything. He explained that and the whole works. Okay. Now, again, instead of looking at it from, you know, this tit to tat level, the elders say, for example, Sister Mama Dean. Mama Dean is, according to Bongo Flacco, one of Ras Bongo Watto's disciples. And in her interviews that I know some of you have seen, in the interviews that was done with Bongo Isaac, which I know most of you have seen. And I myself have, just like I take this and replay, I have taken some of those works from Elder Flacco when he interviewed Mama D and Bongo Isaac and others, just to make specific points sometimes in the past. I mean, it may have been a year or 2 years ago, so sometimes we forget things. I mean, I wasn't there. But according to Sister Mama D, she's a bingy. She ain't no bubble, because she burned the flag upside down and all of them things. Okay. But she clearly said that we used to keep Sabbath in the earlies. This is what she said. According to Mama D, we used to wear white. I would not come here and tell you no fib and Mama D in front of thousands of people. The video could get thousands of views, or I can just get up and say so, and you can go to the video yourself when you hear her say. We used to sing from the sacred songs and solos, the Sankey hymn book. That's what she said, Sister Mama D. Bongo Isaac said, we never used to burn in the tabernacle. It's only now man start to smoke in the tabernacle. We used to carry the flag with the red up. What I'm saying here, eh? And I must, these are not things that we push on no one, you know. But it's only sometimes because some of us, again, we need to look at things on a more mature level. Ones would say Prince Emmanuel left the bingy. That's what bingy always try to pull on man, you know, and try to pull man and say, hey, you need to come back. You know what I mean? Because Bongo Eddie was with us. I mean, Bongo Eddie here right now, and Bongo Eddie still with you. I am with you. I'm not with you. What you talking about? Well, come back to the original. So what is the original? According to Bongo Watto, he was with them. So when he was with them, they were keeping Sabbath. But Bongo Eddie still keeping Sabbath. When he was with them, they would wear whites on Sabbath. Bongo Eddie still wearing whites on Sabbath. When he was with them, we used to sing from the sacred songs and solos. Bongo Eddie still singing up to now from the sacred songs and solos. What was the closing hymn yesterday? Jerusalem the Golden. Right. Give thanks. When he was with them, they never burned in the tabernacle. Naya Bingi burned in the tabernacle. Chalice pass around. Bobo Shanti don't smoke in the tabernacle. Bobo Shanti keep Sabbath. Bobo Shanti wear white on the Sabbath. Bobo Shanti still use the sacred songs and solos and several other things. Bobo Shanti still have the red on top. I mean, you may have a reason why you think the red shouldn't be there, or we shouldn't keep Sabbath, or we shouldn't wear white, or we shouldn't sing from this book. Because singing from the book, I have my own debate about that too. But my point is, for those who want to tug a war with this sort of stuff, is that when the Honorable King Emmanuel was with Bongo Watto, the order that King Emmanuel still have today is much more closer to what they had back then than what the Nyabingi is today. Nobody can tell me that I'm lying. So what's your argument? I'm not arguing it. I'm just showing you how sick some of your arguments are. I'm not arguing. I ain't got a problem. You ever see me fussing over this? It's love we talk about. Oneness, unity. The elder said, and in the same way that he expressed with King Emmanuel being, you know, because all in our way call the place Pinnacle, they kept Sabbath and they wear whites. Eh? That's Leonard P. Howell's daughter that says that. Yeah? She was on one of the webinars that was done for the new faculty. And she didn't mention it there, but there are other interviews I'm sure some of you have seen where she talked about keeping Sabbath and wearing whites. So why does that bubble get in this blow for keeping Sabbath and wearing whites? You know. So I'm saying that within the realms of even unity now, because even as Rastafari, again, as I asked even Elder Bongo Wisely when he was with us, and I asked him on the interview we did, I said, you know, you have known me for a while, Elder Bongo Wisely. And, you know, in the early days, we had a couple conferences, several places. And as a youth, you know, I would be around. And Bobo Shanti was not common. Well, really, at the time, to be honest, Bobo Shanti was not even that strong in the Caribbean, outside of Jamaica, Trinidad, and the Virgin Islands and Bahamas. At that time, you wouldn't really have too much Bobo Shanti anywhere else, for real. So that's understanding. But still, it was really, this unity of Rasta was really like a bingy vibes. And that's really what it appeared to me. And, you know, so the history born of Jesus giving you here now. Remember, it's around the same time, and I'm just putting things together. He said he visited the camp. And he went looking for unity. Now remember again, we had an interview with the Honorable Priest Dougie, another member of the African Rastafari new faculty of overstanding. And as an elder priest within the Bobo Shanti order, he himself gave us, you know, certain understanding of the unity that King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and the march towards unity, I should say, that he has been involved in. The point I'm making is that Bobo Shanti is not a segregation movement, especially in the way that some people try to paint it. You know, several times the Nyabingi have come upon Bobo Shanti Hill and gathered and beat Nyabingi. King Emmanuel come and rock with them. Priest Shimran tell us them stories there where King Emmanuel even say at the end of the bingy, long time in here and bingy sweet like that. Man, drop. Yeah. So I mean, don't make it sound so. We have testimonies from elder priests like Priest Robbie, who tell you that King Emmanuel invite the Rassis again to come up to Bobo Shanti Hill for a convention. And he make sure he explain to the committee and everyone, when the brethren them come, don't trouble them with no red flag or no tam on their head. Just make them come in freely. Because as Priest Paul rightly said, you know, with no disrespect, ones have to tell both sides of the story. No, it's just reality. Ones have to tell both sides of the story. You know, Bobo Shanti have an order. Nyabingi have an order too. That is why I personally, you know, and I've spoken about this, that is why I personally never force myself like in the Nyabingi tabernacle zone, you know, because it's always a contention. Right here where I am. Because, you know, when you go in the Nyabingi houses, certain things you got to do. Man not really up for doing that. You know what I mean? Even when man travel internationally and people want to play with man turban, is fight they're looking to fight with man. So, but it's no disrespect to the Bingy house. You know I love the Bingy house. You know I love the Bingy house. Nobody can try run around me and pretend nothing. You know I love the Bingy house. You check it. I grew up around the Bingy house. I wouldn't say I grew up in it. I grew up around it for sure, looking through the window. But it's all right. Because the last thing I would want to do is to disrespect the Bingy house. But then they have some Bingy man now that very, what's the word? Liberal. And they always encouraging me to the point where they even get into argument with their own Bingy brethren now. Like, hey, listen. The priest supposed to can come in. Is the priest that not? Priest give them Shalom Isaac that. If he can't come in and sit in the house, maybe me shouldn't come back. You understand? And it reached to that. And I have to come in and say, look, no, Bridget, it's all right, man. No, you don't have to go through all that. The Bingy house have rules. That's how I see it. And if the Bingy rules say so and so, just stick to your rules because you believe you're right. And then let me come in and it's all right. You know, so it's the same way with Baba Shanti too. Now, man have rules. You see, there's a place, there's a time and place for everything. You see the thing with red up and red down? Now you see people argue about that all day. All day. So as Rastafari, we have to have a zone where that don't enter the conversation. Trust me. Trust me. This may sound strange to some, but Bongo Watto is correct. The red up, red down has held back the movement of unity for a long time. When some man say, what are you talking about? Maybe it's me talking, you know. Listen, I don't even go on to the next level. This is earthly matters, you know. This is earthly matters, eh? This is an earthly conversation I have in here. So don't try to think because I say that. I said the man right, red up and red down has held back. Is live I live that the man. Has held back any togetherness that any of you been trying to fight for. I tell you, this is earthly conversation. What's wrong with you? I show you already know. When the rainbow is bright, it's two rainbows I see appear. A red up rainbow and a red down rainbow. I see the both of them with my eyes all the time. Now, but what I'm saying, because I say that, that don't take me off of my stance. I know what right is. I stand on a certain principle, you know. I'm a Bobo Shanti, you know, man. I stand on a specific principle, man. Me. So if King Emmanuel, there's a foundation set. There's a foundation set. Listen to me good. There's a place set on the planet Earth, unlike no other, where God Almighty reigns. Now, you may not agree. You may be a Christian. You may be a 12th tribe of Israel. You may be a Nyabingi man, and you don't agree that King Emmanuel is the Black Christ, and you don't agree that he is the servant of the Lord, and you agree. You like his vibes. You like his little scene. He keep up a strong little thing. He's very powerful, but this thing with the Christ thing, I think he gone a little too far. That's your opinion, and you have the right to think so. Now, same way he think that he's the Black Christ, and he's the man, you can't vex with him. He have the right to think so. Same way you believe in Jesus, he believe in himself. Now, he set up a kingdom, and the kingdom that he set up has a specific emblem. Now, from his teaching, the emblem has been reversed purposely for a destructive reason. Again, you may disagree. Elder Bongo Watto said something there about, and hear how he said it, eh? The brethren them started bringing something about the king, the emperor aligned with Elizabeth, and them kind of low down thinking there. That's exactly what he said. He said them kind of low down thinking there. Now, the reality is, listen to me good, eh? Even as Bobo Shanti, I've always heard the culture about the Red Down and Queen Victoria and all of that. Now, we did a program, and I'm not trying to prove anything, but we did a program. It's right here on the YouTube channel. All you have to do is type in Priest Isaac, and why do the Bobo Shanti have their red up? Something of the sort, but it's right there. It's a very in-depth program. This is why I'm saying this is not entertainment. We're not here for laughs. We're here to look at things scholastically. So in that program, I clearly highlighted the flag in Ethiopia throughout the ages. Now, the flag with the red at the bottom is something new, eh? Just the other day. The red has always been on the top. This is not because I'm a Bobo, I feel so. I'm just telling you the historical facts. You understand? If you look at all the ancient paintings of Ethiopia, although they don't carry a flag, they always have the red, the gold, and green, and it's always in that fashion, just like how you see the original bright rainbow. Follow me good. Now, I am saying that the rainbow itself is the color of life. That is why Bobo Shanti keep them concepts. The rainbow is the color of life. Now, ones will tell you, and this is why debate is a waste of time, because one is going to tell you, well, the emperor come with the red down. And to be honest, some man are very hypocritical with them talking there. Because man that telling you about red down said they burn Bible. I don't understand. But the king speak very highly of the Bible. And then they have a next set of man that telling you they're not dealing with New Testament, but they're dealing with Old Testament. But the king clearly says that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are pillars for all humanity. So if you're so serious about what the emperor says and what the emperor does, come on, man, they can't piece it up. You see the difference with Bobo Shanti is that we understand that there's a king, and we understand that there's a priest, and we understand that there's a prophet. And the priest, you may disagree, but the priest is the one that comes with the ceremonial order. The King David on the battlefield with the sword, the priest, that is why the archer has the arrow. That is why Hercules, I'm talking in the heavens now, has the sword. That is why the serpent holder doesn't have any weapons, and he has on his robe and his turban. I mean, the king wear a feathered hat. How much of you wear feathered hat? Even some races burn necktie. I don't wear necktie. Why you burn necktie? Why you burn fire necktie? Because necktie represents the hangman noose. Everybody know that. So go wear a necktie. No, not that some races don't wear necktie. And I know a lot of you wear necktie. But I'm just saying that some man that say his majesty say, and his majesty do, and his majesty wear, and his majesty use, but then they wouldn't wear everything his majesty wear. Even Haile Selassie says that the uniform that we have adapted for our soldiers were taken from the European design. That's he saying so. I ain't saying nothing wrong with that. That's what the king come to do. The king is perfect in all his ways. What are you talking about? But now the priest, as we see him, the priest is the one that comes with the order that teaches you specifically how to live. I don't want to sound harsh here, you know, but you know, they does manufacture cigarettes and so in Ethiopia. The emperor introduced all of that. You know what I'm saying? Ones have to be careful how they think. So give thanks. You are right. If you so you live your business, I give thanks for King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the same brother Eddie, that come and teach me personally the way that a human being is supposed to live from creation. That is how we see it. You understand? It ain't no knockabout thing and no guessing thing, and you guess and let me try this and we wear this today, and our thing is so precise, down to the colors of the days. Is we disobedient and wear what we want. Our thing is so precise. You know what I mean? And when to eat and when not to eat. There ain't no guess thing. And wonder if to get it from the Bible or to get it from here. So my point is that, to be very honest, if the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards say that he don't want nobody coming in here with a banner with green, gold, and red, or a banner with red, white, and blue, because all of that can't come united. As a bubble, you're not supposed to wear something red, white, and something blue, and it look like a red, white, and blue as Bobo Shanti. Because King Emmanuel understands, comprehends the science of the colors. If it's that, it's just that. He may not have said that, because they say, well, nobody can boast of themselves. He never said nothing of himself. King Emmanuel never said none of them things here. It's I telling you that he understands the science of the colors. So if he don't want that color or set of colors in that order to come through his gate. Remember, this is the only place on the planet, you know, where the salvation of God is set from his opinion. You have to respect a man's opinion, man. I respect your opinion. That's why I wouldn't fight to come in your house. I love your house, but you have different outlooks than me. So I ain't gonna fight it. I love you. I want to work with you. We can work outside of this. And I would support your house too. Yeah, man, do you know that? In different ways. So let's not go there. We support your house. You understand? So when the Black Christ say, hey, I don't want no reggae coming here, you can talk all day long about Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer. Enough respect to them. Yeah, everybody know I love a Tosh. But when King Emmanuel say, if he believe within his heart that he don't need that vibration in there, that is not the 432. That is not the 8 ohms. Follow me good, eh? That is not the vibration of earth. He knows why. Because he's dealing with the original sound. And remember, his spot is the only little spot in the world. So why he's going to corrupt it? So you can't vex with him. He just no want no red down in there. But then he still humble himself. He still humble himself. Maybe Bongo Watto missed that part, but he still humble himself and tell Priest Robbie, listen, make sure you spice the spice good. And when the bingy man them come, do not trouble them. Priest man, what he say when they gone? That's the sweetest bingy I hear in a long time. Man need to come out of this argumentative vibes. Ones really need to unite. Eh? And even to be honest, as Bobo Shanti now, it's good to see that one's even free up. Because the same way we have the example of King Emmanuel. Yes, King Emmanuel strict. Man have to turn around the belt and sort of come in the Congress, you know. I would never put that away. No, you can't water down the tape. So if you believe your thing is right, stick to your principle. I believe my thing is right. I stick into my principle. But still, we have to find some grounds where, you know, you can still come and enjoy what I'm giving and still come as you are. So even if we have to have an inner court and an outer court, something has to be done. Because it may sound strange, man. Remember I tell you I know, well, I wouldn't say I know Bongo Watto, like I know them 1-2 times that we made, you know. But I could feel what he was saying there when he said, you know, because he's sticking to his red down. He knows why. I mean, that's what he into. You can't vex with him. And I could feel it when he's saying, man, it was 7 o'clock the night. He said that in here. Listen to it good when you get the chance. He said, man, 7 o'clock the night, the brethren them have us there. About the red down. I could understand. I really could. That's just me. After all I said there, you could see where I'm coming from. I can understand. You know what I mean? And obviously, King Emmanuel could understand too. Now, as I said, the Honorable Priest Paul was saying there's 2 sides to that story there too. I know some of you want to hear that part because it's, yeah, man, don't worry, them peace talk, you talk, man. Yeah, man, priest, deal with it. Yeah, I know you love that. That's why we ain't going nowhere. Because the elder said there was some kind of violence chucked at him, Priest Paul said. And to be honest, I find Priest Paul handled it with humility. Because really it was a lot of back and forth. And anyone would have felt away. You as a Bobo Shanti listening to this, maybe you would have crosser than Priest Paul. And the first question he asked, really, you know, because sometimes we don't hear the words, we just hear the tone. The first question the Honorable Priest Paul asked him was, who is it that tell you, because that's what offended him, who is it that tell you that the emperor, the thing with the flag and the emperor link up with Elizabeth? Because when the elder Bonaji said that, before he freed up the floor, Priest Paul actually interrupted him and said, but my lord, who tell you that? And he said, hey, you don't trouble me. When I'm done, you can ask me a question. That's what he said to him. And then he went on. So when he was finished, the Honorable Priest Paul took the chance right away to say, well, who is it that tell you that? And he tell them, well, one of the brethren them at the gate. As I said, the Bobo Shanti theory is that, I'll just use the term for conversation's sake, that Queen Victoria, to be honest, the first time I hear that, I myself say, what kind of thing that Queen Victoria? How Queen Victoria have any power? and go on and on. And to be honest, I telling you as man, as I said, I've done my studies. And yes, reality is the Ethiopian flag is the red up, straight up. I mean, I don't want to go into them long reasoning there now, but I still think even amongst I man have to get that history proper, so man express it with more clarity. Because as he was saying now, as you know, sometimes when man hear England, they think of Elizabeth, they think of anything. So even when the king went to exile, I'm making an important point. Even when the king went into so-called exile, people still will tell you, oh, maybe you want to go Elizabeth, so because this Elizabeth. So even the elder said some link with the king and Elizabeth, which the Bobo wouldn't say Elizabeth. I'm sure about that. I know what the Bobo would have said. No Bobo will tell you the king have no link with Elizabeth. Trust me. No disrespect to the elder. I understand. It happens all the time when people hear the English talk about England and the monarchy. Somehow the Elizabeth thing just come in the mind. Again, and I'm not trying to defend, I think we need to get that story straight. But the story is that Queen Victoria is who sent and turned down flag. Victoria, the Queen of England. So that's where that Queen England Elizabeth thing would get there. But anyway, I like separate myself from no one, but if you notice certain things, I don't, if you want to use the word preach like that there, I don't talk that too much. Nah, man. I know why. I don't talk that thing there too much. I know Victoria ain't got no power. No, I'll just leave it at that. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So what Priest Paul was saying is that, I mean, yeah, they're more pushing some violence too, but I honestly think Priest Paul wasn't pushing that talk. He clearly said, but anyway, it's not that I want to talk about, man. But the elder really wasn't giving him no chance to talk, and the elder keep cutting in anything he says. Well, okay, if you teach the honorable, who you calling honorable? And he just wasn't giving him that chance to express himself, But again, this is not a who first. If Ras Bonagees would have instructed I wouldn't even say the young Bongo Eddie, because the impression I get is that Prince Emmanuel is a much older man than even Bongo Watto. Well, not much, but, well, a more elder man. And you see, it's a mystic thing with King Emmanuel. You can't just take the elder's little story here and try to vision who that man King Emmanuel is. Let me be clear with that one too. Because whoever he thought he came up upon was someone that already had a name. You understand? Remember, King Emmanuel done pass through Pinnacle and so, and that's in the 1930s, 40s. And this is historically sound. Remember, there are old people that can testify of the Honorable King Emmanuel as well. So whatever state the good elder Bongo Watto may have come across him. Remember, he said he says so. He meet the man preaching. I think that was a very important point. And at the same time, he already had his head wrapped. So it's obvious that the man done, and he thought that the man never come to Rastafari yet. And he brought him in. They could see Prince Emmanuel was a unique person, I could imagine. He brought him in. He said that he went and opened a church. This is before 1958. And he invited the house to bless the church. And he had 3 services there. And then after that, he went and he had the march in 1958, and he separated himself from us. One of the things he mentioned in closing that I find interesting too is he said, when Prince Emmanuel told him that, well, he is the Black Christ in flesh. Quickly, even before that, he mentioned Sister Desta too. Bless up Mama Desta. I never even know Mama Desta had them kind of links there. within this whole reasoning. And when, you know, they were going to Miami and they went back to Bobo Hill, if you listen to the conversation, good. And the whole red down thing came up again. Yeah, that's interesting. But anyway, he was saying that he couldn't believe in this Christ thing because he was working from scripture that says, if any man tell you, yonder there's Christ, or there's Christ in the valley, or there's Christ over there, you know, you should not believe it. And I thought that was a very good point too, eh? What do you think? I thought that was a good point. I mean, there is points that, if you know me, I'm a very challenging person. I challenge myself. These are things that I've asked myself even in the past. You know, if anyone said that there's Christ over there, thou should believe it not, and these different things. But anyway, what I would say, even as it relates to the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, and before we seal up, there's something I just wanted to show you I found quite mystic, is that you yourself, you've heard even different ones sit with I and proclaim that even they themselves, they have gone out and, you know, while they were living at Bull Bay with King Emmanuel, and they've gone out and, you know, declared him to maybe their family members, or declared him to, you know, someone of importance or some friend or something. And maybe the person never believed and say, man, when me Christ up there in the hill with you. Yeah, man, the man up there, the man, I living with Christ right now, the black Christ in flesh. People say, boy, I don't believe not go so, man. What are you talking about? Yeah. And then they would go back and tell Honorable Prince Emmanuel, hey, you know, I was talking to my sister and I telling my cousin them's down the road, boy. The Christ up here, the man, yeah, they need to come up and I know the Christ. And they say, what his name, man? King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I know Prince Emmanuel tell them, my Lord, why is it that you're telling them about me? Why not tell them about the God within you and the God within them? So my thing is, you know, I know a lot of us look at the Bobo Shanti concept, even people inside of Bobo Shanti look at it very religiously. Who is Christ? And who is this? And don't understand the intricate details of it. Because even the very same Christ that tell you, if he tell you go to the mountain, go to the valley, he himself tell you that the kingdom of heaven is within you. So if the kingdom of heaven is within you, then who is you then? Well, we miss that part. That part just go under us, not over us, but under us. And we totally. So give thanks for the saving grace of the Black Christ. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Yes, I. Yes, so we give thanks, and let me just remind you, of course, this was a special edition, I would say, of the Tiger's Nest, and I hope it was a plus. But of course, remember the chalice talk coming again before the Sabbath. Make sure you order your chalwa, make sure you order your chalices, and prepare yourself to, you know, take the thing to another level. And of course, you know, everything is well thereof. Yes, we definitely give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life in all good doings and sayings. And of course, looking forward to those of us who will be joining us on the shock of the hour, and everything is well in righteousness of salvation. Don't forget the summer solstice, it's at hand, virtual edition. Looking forward for you to join us. So give thanks. Until next time, Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed Lord.